Hello, Smart Cleaning Biz. I wanted to share a couple tips today on marketing. Now, I've talked about real marketing and pool marketing and how to develop a strategy to get people to come to you versus you trying to sell to them. But if you don't want to do any of that stuff, there's always what I call the marketplaces. HomeAdvisor, HomeAdvisor's number one. These are not in order. HomeAdvisor, Facebook ads, Angie's List, and Thumbtack, what I call the big four. So I've actually used HomeAdvisor personally for over a decade. Angie's List, and Thumbtack, and Facebook ads, I've spoken personally with a sales expert in all three of these over the past few weeks to gain insight and strategy on how to hack each of these marketplace options. Because you don't want to just be someone in the marketplace. You want to know how to rise to the top of the marketplace so that you could close the most jobs and spend the least amount of money to get the most amount of value back. So I'll just give you 2 tips for today on this. Number one, let's talk about the exclusive lead versus the competing lead. And I'll just use HomeAdvisor as an example. HomeAdvisor has something called an exact match lead and a market match lead. Exact match is that a consumer goes through a survey online, and based on their survey questions, HomeAdvisor matches them with a list of potential vendors, and they see, wow, they like Carfagno Cleaning. They like, wow, I like that one specifically. I like his profile. I like what he's accomplished. I like his ratings. I want to select only that one. That lead comes to me as an exact match. I pay a premium for that exact match. Could be $35. Now, let's say the same person goes through the survey, doesn't find one specifically they like. They might like 6 or 7 cleaners, and they submit for 4 different ones. Then that lead goes out to 4 different cleaners as a market match. So I receive that as a market match lead, and once I receive a market match, I've got seconds to reply before the other ones compete against me. And it's a competition. That's why I call it a competing lead. Now, these leads are about 1/2 to 2/3 the price of the exact match of the exclusive lead. But when I've done the math and studied my closing rates using my system, overall, it's cost me over a decade less for a closed lead. So a new client, how much did I expend to get a new client? It actually cost me less with exclusive leads than with competing leads, even though the exclusive cost more. It's very interesting, but it's true. I'd rather not compete, and it feeds my system better when someone wants me specifically. Now I can incorporate my pool and real marketing. So that's the first tip. Second tip, Angie's List. I had a great conversation with a sales manager at Angie's List, and it was cool. I asked a ton of questions, took a bunch of notes. Do you know that Angie's List has something called bucket rotations? Such a cool concept. They have grades A, B, and C. Well, A and B, or you're basically off the advertising contract. They kick you off if you can't maintain an A or a B grade. They grade you on 3 different areas. Actually, no, I'm sorry. It's 5. I think it's 5 different areas actually. But then they also look at your numbers of reviews, and based on your combination of your grade and your numbers of reviews, and I know what those numbers and grades are, they actually rank you. It's almost like an SEO approach that Angie's List uses. And if you have an A, I'll just tell you this: if you have an A with over 5 reviews, you're going to get featured ad placement, a first page featured ad placement. So for those using Angie's List, maintain a grade of an A with at least 5 reviews of A-rated reviews, and you will be first page. So you can't buy your way to the top, no matter how much you got, but you can earn your way to the top. So those are 2 tips for marketing. And this has been marketing heavy over the past several weeks because this is what I've been talking about in my course. I'm just kind of saturated with the marketing topic right now. But I will move on to other topics. If you have anything specific you'd like to ask me on solo cleaning or on optimizing or on small business, or on, just send me a message and I'll try and incorporate some of your questions into future videos. Have an awesome weekend. See you soon.